Imagine swimming in the ocean, looking down into the deep blue when suddenly, a shadow bigger than a school bus glides beneath you. It's not a shark, not a whale, but a creature that went extinct millions of years ago. A monster with jaws so powerful it could crush a car. And here's the shocking truth. Earth's oceans were once ruled by predators so massive, so terrifying, that even the great white shark would have been nothing more than a snack. Today, we're diving into the deadliest, most nightmare-inducing ocean monsters that actually existed, and, trust me, you'll never look at the ocean the same way again. Let's set the stage. Our planet's oceans have been around for more than 3 billion years, and long before humans ever built ships, or even walked on land, these waters were already teeming with monsters. From the Devonian seas 400 million years ago, all the way to the Ice Age coasts just 2.6 million years ago, the oceans have been the ultimate death trap. And here's the thing, life in the ocean evolves fast, and it evolves big. The result? Some of the most terrifying predators to ever exist, lurking in the deep. So, buckle up, because we're about to meet them one by one. And we'll start with something that makes even the mighty shark look like a goldfish. Picture a fish the size of a bus, wrapped in armor-plated bone, with a bite force powerful enough to slice through a shark in two. Meet Dunkleosteus, the apex predator of the Devonian seas, about 358 million years ago. This beast grew up to 10 meters long, around 33 feet, and weighed nearly 4 tons. Now, here's the nightmare fuel. Dunkleosteus didn't have teeth. Instead, it had massive bony plates that worked like giant scissors, shearing through flesh and bone with surgical precision. Its jaws could snap shut in less than a second, generating a bite force of 8,000 pounds per square inch, strong enough to crush steel. Imagine swimming next to a tank that has a guillotine for a mouth. That's what it would be like. And if you think this was the worst, the ocean had to offer, just wait, because the next monster is even bigger. Travel forward to the Jurassic period, about 160 million years ago, and you'll find an ocean ruled by reptiles, not fish. Enter Liopleurodon, a pliosaur so massive that estimates put it at over 25 meters long, longer than 2 city buses parked end to end. This was no gentle giant. Liopleurodon was a cold-blooded killing machine, with 4 powerful flippers propelling it like a torpedo through the water. Its jaws, over 3 meters long, lined with teeth the size of bananas. Each bite was strong enough to crush the skull of another marine reptile. For context, the great white shark's bite force is around 4,000 psi. Liopleurodon. Scientists believe it could have doubled or even tripled that. Imagine a crocodile the size of a Boeing jetliner, lurking just below the waves. That was Liopleurodon. And yet, it wasn't the only one. Fast forward to the late Cretaceous, about 70 million years ago, and you meet the ruler of the oceans. This giant marine lizard grew up to 18 meters long, nearly 60 feet, and weighed as much as 15 tons. Now, if you've seen Jurassic World, you know Mosasaurus from that unforgettable scene where it leaps out of the water and swallows a shark whole. And the truth is, that wasn't far off. Mosasaurus was a terrifying predator, with double-hinged jaws like a snake and teeth designed to grip and tear. It could open its mouth so wide it could swallow prey half its size in one gulp. Scientists believe Mosasaurus could easily outmatch a modern orca. And unlike sharks, which must constantly swim to breathe, Mosasaurus was an air breather, surfacing like a whale before diving back down to hunt. But here's the terrifying thought. Imagine swimming in the ocean, and suddenly a shadow, longer than a city bus, swims just beneath you. That's the stuff of nightmares. Of course, no list of ocean monsters would be complete without Megalodon. This was the largest shark to ever live, ruling the seas between 23 million and 3.6 million years ago. And it wasn't just big, it was colossal. Megalodon stretched up to 20 meters long, about 65 feet, and weighed more than 50 tons. That's about the size of a Boeing 737. Its teeth, those famous triangular blades, were over 7 inches long, the size of a human hand. And its bite force, up to 40,000 pounds per square inch. That's more than 3 times stronger than a T-Rex bite. To put it into perspective, a single bite from Megalodon could crush a car like a soda can. And its favorite food? Whales, entire whales. Fossil evidence shows whale bones scarred with deep Megalodon bite marks, proof of its terrifying hunting strategy. And here's the scariest part. Megalodon only went extinct about 3.6 million years ago. In other words, the first ancestors of humans were already walking the earth, while Megalodon still prowled the seas. Imagine being a primitive human, standing on a beach, watching a dorsal fin taller than you, slicing through the water. Before sharks and reptiles took over, there were scorpions. Ocean scorpions, known as eurypterids, dominated Earth's waters about 400 million years ago, and some of them grew up to 2.5 meters, long about 8 feet. Picture a scorpion the size of a kayak, with pincers strong enough to slice through armor, lurking in the shallow seas. These monsters were among the first true apex predators of Earth's oceans, and while they couldn't compare to the size of Megalodon or Mosasaurs, imagine wading ankle-deep in the ocean and seeing a giant scorpion crawling toward you. Sometimes, smaller is scarier. And here's an eerie side note. Ever heard of the Kraken? That legendary sea monster that sailors feared for centuries? Well, it may not have been all myth. Ancient giant squids have existed for millions of years, with some species growing up to 13 meters longer, about 43 feet. That's longer than a city bus. While they weren't bone-crushing predators, they were strong enough to battle sperm whales, leaving sucker-mark scars on their skin that are still visible today. So next time you hear a sailor's tale of a monster dragging ships beneath the waves, remember, it might have been closer to reality than you think. So there you have it. Dunkleosteus, Liopleurodon, Mosasaurus, Megalodon, and even giant sea scorpions, the true monsters of the deep. Each of them, in their own era, ruled the oceans with unmatched power, turning the seas into death traps for anything unlucky enough to cross their path. And what's fascinating is how these monsters mirror the dangers we still fear today. Sharks, whales, squids, they're echoes of ancient titans that once grew even bigger, faster, and deadlier. Next time you stand on a beach, staring into the vast unknown of the ocean, remember this. For most of Earth's history, the waters were ruled by creatures far scarier than anything alive today. And in a way, the shadows of those monsters still swim in our imagination, reminding us that the ocean is, and always will be, a place of mystery and terror. Because the truth is, Earth's oceans have always been home to monsters.